Hey everybody, welcome to That's Good Broncos. I'm Brandon Perna, and today I'm breaking down the game between the Denver Broncos and the New England Patriots, aka the Evil Empire, the Golems, the Umbrella Corporation, the Syndicate, the Cobra Command, the Injustice Gang, the Royal Flush Gang, Hydra, the Foot Clan. Yes, I could go on. The Lannisters, the Army of the Dead, the Macaulay Culkins from the Good Son, whatever you call them, know one thing. These guys are bad. So let's see if the Broncos can keep up with them this weekend. This is a Sunday night game in Denver, prime time, but the real reason the Denver Broncos get a half point for home field advantage is because I'll be at the game. In the cold, freezing my balls off. So Broncos, you better take advantage of my home field love and hate for the team you'll be facing. Half-point Broncos. Gary Kubiak versus Bill Belichick. Here's an idea, John Elway. Why don't you bring in Mike Shanahan 1 to 2 times per season as the interim head coach when the Broncos face the Patriots? He's 5-3 against them as the Broncos head coach, and he handed Brady his first ever playoff loss. He flat out just knows how to prepare for Belichick teams. Is Shanny coaching this week? No. So, full point here for the Sith Lord, especially going against a quarterback in his second NFL start. Brock Osweiler versus Tom. I'd have to be a real ignorant son of a bitch not to give Darth Vader an edge over Brock Osweiler. Half point here for Brady. We know he's going to play well. He's thrown 25 touchdowns, 4 interceptions for 3,320 yards this season with a 107.4 QB rating. But hold the phone, because Brock Osweiler has a 101.4 rating after 5.5 quarters of play with 3 touchdowns, an interception, and an AFC Offensive Player of the Week award to put on his shelf. His lone shelf in his 1-bedroom Lodo apartment. Just kidding, I know he's married. He has a real nice house. Look, I'm excited to watch Brock play against this Patriots defense. They're a hell of a lot better than the Bears. If Brock can show better pocket awareness and make 0 turnovers, I like his chances, and that's why I'm only giving Brady a half-point advantage. Running backs versus running backs. The Patriots could employ a heavy dose of LeGarrette Blount, or James White, or Brandon Bolden. Their emerging star, Dion Lewis, is out for the season with an ACL injury. The problem with New England is you never know who they're going to use in the backfield as a workhorse. So, as a defense, you have to prepare for all options. CJ Anderson and Ronnie Hillman both had very good games against Chicago. I'm waving the caution flag here because we really don't know if they're better running in a true zone scheme or if the Bears just really do have a shitty defense against the run. This is a tough call for me, but I'm going to give the Broncos a 0.25 advantage because I think Denver does have something going right now in the running game in the right direction. Tight ends versus tight ends. Again, the Patriots have the best player in the NFL at this position. Rob Gronkowski is a Frankenstein tight end. Gronk is also a hell of a blocking tight end, but, and there is a but here, he's struggled the last 2 weeks in pass protection. A small chink in the armor, yes. A tiny little crack facing an elite pass rush. Owen Daniels, Vernon Davis, and Virgil Green are all much more effective with Brock Osweiler at the quarterback position. Davis and Daniels combined for 137 yards in the passing game last week, and they found a lot of space in the defense, which we haven't seen since the Green Bay game. It's because of their improved effectiveness that I'm only giving Gronk a half point here. But something tells me Vernon Davis will be the tight end everyone is talking about after this game. Broncos receivers versus Patriots secondary. The receiving group is changing a bit with Brock Osweiler as the gunner. Emmanuel Sanders did not play last week with a high ankle sprain. It looks like he will play this weekend, but I'd be cautious with that injury and expect to see more from Cody Latimer. Demaryius Thomas and Cody Latimer both scored touchdowns against the Bears. Jordan Norwood is working his way back into the lineup, and then there's Benny Fowler and Andre Caldwell. Bottom line, there's a lot of depth at this position. And now that Denver will be in more 2 to 3 tight end sets, the receiving group should remain fresh and crisp and fast for the entire evening. The Patriots have two very sound corners in Malcolm Butler and Logan Ryan. The shitty thing for Denver is Butler and Ryan are backed up by the 4th and 7th best safeties in the NFL with Patrick Chung and Devin McCourty. Chung is extremely versatile and played as the Patriots' nickel corner last weekend when injuries during the game forced him into that role. I hate to say it, but the Patriots' secondary is just as good, if not better, than Denver's. They get a half point here too. Patriots offensive line versus Broncos front seven. Hey, here's some good news for the Broncos. The Patriots offensive line is a patchwork group, possibly more vulnerable than Denver's O-line. From left to right, they've got Nick Cannon's brother Marcus Cannon, Shaquille Mason, Brian Stork, Josh Klein, and Sebastian Vollmer. Vollmer is struggling, and that will continue against Von Miller, who last week battled the very good right tackle in Kyle Long. Marcus Cannon at left tackle is outperforming everyone on the line as the most underwhelming lineman on the team. That means he's not very good. So maybe Shaq Barrett or Shane Ray can bring consistent pressure on Tommy. Up front, I like Malik Jackson, Derek Wolfe, and Sylvester Williams to stop the run and collapse the pocket, causing issues for Tommy. Marcus Ware is not expected to play, and I think we're feeling the effects from his absence in the pass rush. Trevathan and Marshall are still ranked as the 6th and 7th best inside linebackers in the NFL. As a duo, that's the highest rated combo in the league, and I look for them to keep the Patriots' run game at bay. Denver, full point here. Broncos offensive line versus Patriots front seven. The Denver offensive line had success against the Chicago Bears in the run game. Hillman and Anderson found running lanes, and the unit looked better with full commitment to the zone running scheme. However, they still allowed 5 sacks on the day. A couple of those were on Brock, but there continues to be missed assignments and a lack of execution by the group. This week will pose another significant challenge for the line in terms of pass protection. Patriots have 2 very talented linebackers, just like the Broncos, Marshall and Trevathan, with Donta Hightower and Jamie Collins. Collins is excellent in pass coverage and as a pass rusher. Hightower is a run stopper and pass rusher. They both make up for the other's weakness. The real question here is what the hell is going on with Collins? He missed the last 3 games with an undisclosed illness and just returned to the team's facility this week. On the edge, the Patriots have Rob Ninkovich, Chandler Jones, and Jabal Sheard. James and Sheard are both going to be matchup problems for Ryan Harris on the left end. Rob Ninkovich, despite a low rating in Pro Football Focus, is good in coverage and an intelligent player. I watched him bat down like 4 passes against the Jets earlier this year. He must be accounted for at all times because he's savvy while also having the most fun name on the team to say. Ninkovich. Rob Ninkovich. Ninkovich. Rob Ninkovich. If the Broncos are going to find success here, it's in the middle, facing Alan Branch, Malcolm Brown, and Jonathan Freeney. Broncos' strength on the O-line is the interior, and they must perform. I've seen this Patriots defense improve over the course of the season, so I have to give them a freaking 0.5 advantage. Broncos secondary versus the Patriots receivers. The Patriots ball catchers are dropping like 13-year-old nuts. Julian Edelman is out with a broken heart for 6 weeks or so. Danny Amendola, Edelman's clone, sprained his knee against Buffalo. Aaron Dobson is now on IR with an ankle injury, which leaves them with Brandon LaFell, Matthew Slater, and Keyshawn Martin, who's got a bum hamstring. We all know Tommy will make up for whatever injuries the Patriots suffer at wide receiver. But at some point, you lose guys that can't be replaced, like Jordy Nelson in Green Bay. Losing Edelman hurts the offense tremendously, as will Danny Amendola if he doesn't play. Denver has an elite secondary who did struggle last week against Chicago's reserve receiving corps. Tommy is not going to lose this game for the Patriots, but I fully expect a superior performance from Talib, Roby, and Harris in coverage this weekend, no matter who starts for New England. Combine that with the continued physically dominant play from TJ Ward, and I'll give this unit a full point. Special teams versus special teams. This matchup is a wash. Patriots kicker Steven Gostkowski is probably the best kicker in the NFL. Luckily, Brandon McManus is right behind him. Julian Edelman would have given the Patriots an advantage here as a lethal punt returner, but he's out. So, let's tally up the points. 2.75 for the Broncos and 3 for the Patriots. It's the same as last week. The points say the Patriots have a slight advantage. This game is going to come down to 2 things. Will the Broncos have a consistent pass rush? And can Denver's offense, led by Brock Osweiler, execute a balanced attack to keep the Patriots' defense honest? I believe the pass rush can resurface at home in the cold against a spotty offensive line. Most people picking against the Broncos don't believe Osweiler can make it through the night without being confused by a Belichick defense. However, the way this offense works, when it is actually working, doesn't require complex reads by the quarterback. Denver's not going to try and outsmart the New England defense. They're going to attempt to physically outplay them with the balance of runs, bootlegs, and downfield passes. I don't think Brock will be confused. The unknown is, will he continue to take care of the football? As long as he doesn't make bad throws, I believe Denver has a great chance to win this game. Again, I'm going with my gut. Even though New England has the points, I'm picking against the grain with the Denver 21-17 victory. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Broncos. It's going to be cold. It's going to be crazy and prime time Broncos Patriots football this weekend. So if you want the Broncos to win, you better fucking subscribe and follow me on Twitter at Brandon Perna. I'll be at the game. Try to find me. If you want to give me any sort of cash donation, that would be greatly appreciated. As will meat and beer.